YouTube, what's going on? Horse Racing Gamer here. Welcome back to Champion Horse Racing. It's been a minute since we played this game, but thought it'd be a good time to hop into it. So that's what we're gonna do. So we have 7 horses. All of them are colts. Blue and Ruby is the only mare that we have, and I think I did retire her for breeding, but I still don't even think I can actually breed yet. And it's the only thing about this game that I'm not a huge fan of. Like, the breeding is much more difficult than it should be. Like, it shouldn't be such a complicated thing to get to breeding. Maidens. Well, maidens are just new horses. Now, there are some really solid horses I can get, like Damien Princess. She's a sprinter, 10 to 1200, 5-star. Battelle. Okay, and I could transfer any of these horses to my stable. So getting horses in this game is quite easy. It's just the breeding I've never really gotten to do yet. So if I look at breed, I don't have anybody in here. And for the breeding, I think the requirements, the stud has to win like a grade 1, and the brood mare somewhat similar, I think. So it's the only unfortunate thing about this game. Like I said, breeding is pretty challenging to get to. Now, I don't need any new horses. You can do stuff in the auctions, essentially. Use diamonds or gems to get new horses, but we have a whole bunch. We have plenty of maidens that I just showed you guys just sitting, waiting to be ready to go to the track. So, King de Oro, I will want to retire him soon. He's been my best horse. He is rated 117. So in Gallop Racer, that would be like literally like a double S. So let's look at King de Oro here right quick. As you can see, he's 4 years old, so he's still pretty young. His fatigue's only at 23% right now. He's a long-distance horse. His speed is A. You see the rest of his grades. And if we look at his records, not Cubs, he did win that huge G1. And that was my first G1 win against other players in this game. So that was really awesome. But you look at him, he has 8 races. He's won 4 times. One of those are a G1. He's won 3 G2s. No G3s yet. So we're going to get him in a race. He likes, for me, even though his file says 2,000 to 2,400, I have him at 18 to 24, which is confusing. I don't know why I have him a little bit further than 2,000, or a little bit shorter than that. But let's look for a race. We're just going to hop into a regional first. Actually, what's his conditioning is bad. You know what? We're not going to do that. So what we're going to do, actually, we're going to train. Or maybe, do I need to skip a month? Maybe I need to skip a month. That's what I'll do, actually. Let's just skip 1 month so I can get this conditioning up. Because his fatigue is not bad, but we got to get the conditioning up. And I'm not seeing... I wonder if he's past his prime. Because usually you want the conditioning of your horse, this green bar, you want this to be as close to 100 as possible. And like nothing I do will get his conditioning up. From my understanding. Yeah, no ounce of training. That's really... A spell would just drop his fatigue to 0, but again, like nothing I do will increase his conditioning. That is a little bit concerning. Can always drop his fatigue quite a bit, which I'll do that. But yeah, the conditioning, I wonder, yeah, he must be past his peak. Because like none of these are going to help him actually raise that conditioning level. So that is not good. So yeah, King de Oro may be done. Now, if I were to retire him, I'd still want to put him in another regional race. I guess at this point we have nothing to really lose. Yeah, prime age. No, late maturity. That's weird. Then why can't I get his conditioning up? That's... Okay, let me go to a different horse. Let's go to Conduit. Another good horse at 101. Let's see if we can get his conditioning together. You see, his conditioning can go up. So King de Oro, I'm quite confused. He's been fed. He hasn't raced. His status is downwards. Does he need a spell? Maybe I'll just spell him for 2 months. See what that does. So we'll spell King Oro. We won't race him. Let's focus on Conduit. He is 3 years old in 2 months. We'll go ahead and feed him carrot just to drop his fatigue down to 4%. And we want to get his conditioning up, so we'll go to training here. And we'll see what will work. Turf gallops usually always work. Turf barrier trial actually will do him quite well. His fatigue will jump up a lot, but he'll be at 91 conditioning. And usually if my horses are at 91 or higher, then I'm okay with that. So we'll go ahead and do that. Conduit, obviously there on the inside, pink and white silks with the orange and green. That is me. So good training session there for Conduit. He goes up to 90. We'll have to have him rest. Sorry, brother. In fact, we probably should just do training for everybody right now. Let's make sure we keep their... Do another turf barrier trial until I deem otherwise. It's usually one of the best things to do to get your horse's conditioning up as well as their other attributes. Turf barrier trial, I think. Could do dirt. But do I even have any dirt horses? Let's see. No, I think all of my horses are better on the turf anyway. So that's why I'm just going to continue to do the turf barrier trials. All right. So just a couple more horses. We're going to get all this done. Yeah, because like nobody is a turf horse. Not really. They're all dirt horses. So we need to make sure that we focus on continuing to improve their turf ratings. Yep. All dirt for the most part. That's fine. I don't think that's really a big deal. No. Yeah. So let's just focus on that. Let's feed everybody. Now we can do this. I don't really know what's the point in using... Okay, what does the carrot give you? Okay. So a carrot raises weight and drops fatigue. Okay, got it. So basically, if you feed your horse a carrot, it can increase your horse's weight and drop their fatigue by about 10 or 11%. And then if you use a muesli, if I'm even saying that right, it just drops the horse's fatigue a lot more, but you don't get any benefits to the weight. So we'll do carrot for Citron Energy. Which will add some weight, and then we'll drop some fatigue. We'll go to Rattan Cane. We'll just probably do carrots for now. We can do mueslis next week because some of these horses are pretty light. So it's going to be in my best interest to make sure that I'm keeping their weight where it needs to be. Let's actually do muesli. The weight is good here for Hungry Kid. On to the next horse. Sorry, brother. His weight's also good, so let's do muesli. If a horse's weight is good, then I'm not going to really mess with feeding them a carrot. So I think I have trained and fed everybody. All right, let's fast forward a month. Conduit is the horse I want to race first, so that's what we're going to be doing. His status is up, which is good. So let's go ahead and feed him muesli again. Drop him down to 8% fatigue. 0 ideally is the best, but this is fine. Let's just go ahead and get him. Can we do a seasonal race? Now, keep in mind, seasonal races do take time. Now, this is Churchill. It's a grade 2. Conduit likes counterclockwise turf tracks. Counterclockwise. That's okay. So this actually could be a good race for Conduit. We're going to go ahead and actually nominate him for that. So that's in 9 minutes' time. As far as the jockey, we'll go ahead and get Tim C. I don't care if they want to take more as far as their earnings. I'd rather them win. So that's going to be a race against other real people for Conduit. So let me double check. That race starts in 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and just set a timer quickly. And then we will do some regional races in the meantime. So actually, let me set this timer for just like 8 minutes. All right. So sorry, brother. And that's another thing about this game, too, for people that aren't familiar. These races happen in real time, especially like the online ones. So you have to move accordingly. It's not like Gallop Racer where nothing really operates in real time. You can pause and do whatever. But in this game, if you're racing and competing against other people, it's all in real time. So sorry, brother. Let's go ahead and check him out. So his weight is good. I'm going to feed him muesli to drop his fatigue down to 2%. His conditioning, as you see, the green bar is at 93%. So he's pretty much primed and ready to go. So let's actually get him in a regional race. And we'll go ahead and watch that now. It's 1,800 meters at Churchill. Yep, it's pretty much the ideal distance, and I'm pretty sure this track is exactly what he wants. There is a handicap, but it's fine. We'll go ahead and partake in this, and we'll get Anton, the better jockey here. Now let's see what our odds are, if we even can. Oh, no, we can't. So let's look at the rest of the field as far as their turf rating. So we have a B turf rating. We are carrying a handicap at 133. I'm pretty sure we should be the favorite. So it's a field of 8, and we are the favorite. And I'm just judging that based off of our turf rating. The draw is right here. The draw column, third from the left, it actually does show you where you're supposed to finish. But you can obviously assume most of these horses with better turf ratings would have better odds. Not all the time, but usually that's what happens in this game. So anyways, there's a field of 8. And let's see what Sorry Brother can do. All right, let's rock and roll here. Yeah, this game is fun when you really kind of narrow down and focus up on your horses and just kind of what you're trying to achieve. It can be a little monotonous, obviously, with the animation, and obviously the AI are completely controlling your horses and whatnot. But the idea of this game, from a management perspective, is to train your horses to the best of your ability, to put them in the best races, to make sure that their fatigue is as low as it can be, to make sure that their conditioning is as high as it can be, and just know ultimately what works for your horses. And that's what's fun. And of course, because this game also has online, that's fun. And it's, again, dependent on how you're training your horses and how you're really taking care of them. That's what dictates who wins in online races in this game, just as it is in anything else. So I like that. It feels more fair to me in that regard. Like, there's no weird cheat or exploit that somebody is using as of the moment. You know, the better you take care of your horses and understand your horses, the better chances you have of winning in this game. And that's legitimately happened with me. So Sorry Bro, he's looking good. We are out front, as we should be. And we're on the home stretch now. Here we go with Sorry Brother. We have Blissful, the 2-horse that's behind us. Ori Y as well. They're fighting. Blissful fighting back. Sorry Bro, he has got a kick. He's got a kick. He's got a kick. The field is coming. We're getting close to the wire. Sorry Bro, still holding on. Still holding on. It's going to be close. The 1-horse shooting up, and we are going to get nabbed on the line. Oh, that's a bummer, man. Look at the 1-horse flying up the middle of the track. Absolutely smokes us at the line. And that's going to be a second place for Sorry Bro. Ever Giggle, supposed to come 5th, ends up getting up for the win. Come on, Sorry Bro. What are you doing, man? Now, his rating does go up. That was Sorry Brother. So he was 100 rated. Now he goes up to 105. So that was still a decent result in that regard. I'm just bummed that we didn't win it. His counterclockwise rating goes up as well. So that was a good G3 performance. Just we were supposed to win. It is what it is, though. Beggars can also be choosers, I suppose. But yeah, that was a solid result for Sorry Brother. Hungry Kid, let's see what he's looking like. Can we get him in a race? I think we could. Let's go ahead and drop that fatigue down to 3%. His conditioning's at 93. Heck yeah, let's go ahead and get him in a regional race as well. And regional races are essentially just races against the AI. And these are important to do because, again, you can still earn money, which is essentially gold in this game. You can still earn gems. And on top of that, your horses can still rank up, which is also important. So in this race, we're expected to finish 6th. We have the best turf. We have the best wet rating because it's heavy rain here today for the G3 opponent stakes. Heavy rain. We have the best wet rating. We are carrying a handicap again. We're expected to finish 6th. We will be running at the front. This is our horse, Hungry Kid. So something I wish I could do in this game is change horses' names. I don't think I can unless I do breeding. And again, breeding is very difficult in this game compared to the other ones. Because I would love to use you guys' horses' names. Use your horse names. That was probably the most disgusting sentence of English I've ever said in the past 24 hours, because let's be honest, I say a lot of crazy things. But yeah, I would love to name some of these horses, after you guys, as far as what names you've given us for foals and other games. I don't think I can do so. I'll check, but I'm pretty sure I would actually have to do breeding, which is quite unfortunate. So it's a little bit harder. I think it's easier in these games in videos to identify with other horses when you're familiar with the names or something and you can actually see the horses. But in this game, you don't really see the horses till they're on the track or unless we're doing training sessions. And we have 7 colts. We have no fillies. I probably should move one of the fillies over here from I'm just going to say the pasture. Not even that, but you guys get it. Wherever they are chilling in this game, which I think actually it's the barn or something, and move them to the stable for racing. Yeah, I think we should, because we just have colts. It would be nice to have another filly again. We retired our one and only one, Blue and Ruby, but we can't even breed with her, I don't think. So like I said, breeding is hard in this game. I don't know why they've made it so difficult. I might reach out to the developers because I have talked to them before, and I might ask them, like, can you make breeding a little bit easier? So down the stretch we come. It is a battle. Kimura Reese still out in front. Cat Punch is there with it. Here comes Hungry Kid on the inside, and a late surging charge from the 6. That's Iriguchi. It's going to be close, and Iriguchi's actually going to get up there at the line. We're going to come fourth. We just missed a podium. That was a really tough race. Sorry, bro. Or excuse me, Hungry Kid. We had the yellow. Well, we essentially have yellow everything. We stick out like the sun out there. But it's going to be 4th place for Hungry Kid. We're supposed to finish 6th, so that's not terrible. And we were carrying handicaps. And no rating increase for him, but his turf and wet ratings go up, so that's good. And I believe it's almost time to see Conduit race. We're in the parade ring right now. This race starts in a minute. 18 and counting. Let's go ahead and look at everything here. So it's a field of 12, and we are racing against 1, 2, just 3 others. Of course, most people that play this game are from Asia, as you can see by the names, because this game is pretty heavily based off of the horse racing scenes in the Asia region. So we're expected to finish 5th. And as far as the other active players, excuse my alarm. I don't even know why I didn't have that on silent. Apologize for that. But as far as the other players, we're supposed to only beat one of them. But I think we have a chance. Now, their horses are much better. Number 7 has a B turf rating. Number 9 is a B-, and number 11 is an A-. So these guys are clearly people that play this game better, or at least they focus on their turf ratings much better. We're all equal at 126 as far as our weight. And, yeah, Conduit is rated higher than most of these other horses. He's a 101. So we could have a chance to have a decent result. I'm not going to bet on myself at the moment. All right, so where's Conduit? There he is. Conduit has the black mask, blue blinkers here today. And looking at our previous results, let's see what these guys have done as well. Okay. They haven't won as much, so we might actually be okay with Conduit. All right. A little bit nervous. These online races are always a little nerve-wracking, but we are off and running. Conduit gets out to a decent start, but I think he's going to fall back a little bit. That's his leg type. So Conduit's going to fall back. He's really, I think he would fit in as a closer. He's not a stalker, but he's definitely a closer. And the other 3 live players, their horses are all at the front. The 9 horse, the 11 horse, and the 7 horse. I also like that at the bottom, obviously, you see the horses' names, you see their numbers, and you see the jockey silk. So I think this game really does have a lot of good things and good qualities about it to make it very easy to see certain things like this. Like I said, the breeding to me is too difficult. It requires way too much, and I think it should be a lot easier for players to breed. Because like, getting into breeding in this game, I think would be really fun. I've never been able to do it because the requirements are quite tough. Like, you have to win a G1, and you can only win a G1 by essentially competing against other players who inherently play this game much longer than I do, so they always have better horses. So it's hard to win a G1 when you don't put in the same amount of time in this game as others do, you know? I do like the customization of the tack in this game. It's very nice. So we are approaching, I believe, the final stretch here, and we are still way, way at the back, but I have faith in Conduit. And here he comes. Look at Conduit. You'll see us flying up there. Green cap, pink silks. That is Conduit. That's my boy. You go, man. You go, Conduit. What'd I tell you? Despite the fact that we're supposed to finish 5th, Conduit is going to blow this field away and get it done against other real players. That's an online victory. Let's freaking go. Look at him. Look at him. The blue mask, the blue blinkers, tunnel vision, beautiful colts. Gets to the line. Let's go. What a win. What a win for Conduit. What a win for Conduit. And only one of the other 3 live players finished on the podium. We smoked the field. Absolutely smoked those fools. Let's go. Oh, what a great win for Conduit. Great win. His rating from that race jumps from a 101 to a 110. Awesome effort, man. Let's go. And look at that. We won 192 gold. Conduit's turf and willpower increase. His speed, slightly. What a win. Won the G2 Ways Dam Stakes at Churchill Downs. Conduit. My boy. Let's go, man. Great win. Great win for Conduit. Only 3 years old and 3 months. Now, does he have a G1 yet? I can't remember if he does. And I think if I try to open up the breeding... Actually, let's go to our farm. Let's go to Maidens. Again, the Maidens category in this game are all new horses that you can move to your stable for racing. You guys see the to stable option there on the right. So, I mean, we have three 6-star horses. All colts. But I can't transfer them, which is not a big deal, but I want to race them. We have 2 brood mares, which are fillies technically, but in this game they just refer to them as brood mares. Battle, and then Damien Princess. I've been waiting to use Damien Princess for a while. Rattan Kane I've already used. I don't know why I have another one. I'd prefer not to just have 2 of the same horses. So Rattan, I'm going to retire you because I already have you. So like I said, breeding is difficult. If I go to breeding, if I want to at least inquire, I wish it would just pop up an in-game menu, but it's just going to essentially open up a window here to try to tell you what the breeding is about. So as you can see here, breeding for champion horse racing. Owners can obtain the horses from different ways, and horses can be classified into 3 breeds: racehorse, stallion, and brood mare. If you want to breed these horses, you have to have the stallion and brood mare. When the breeding bar readiness of the stallion and the broodmare reach 100%, stallion has won at least 1 G1 race. You can send the horses to the stud farm for reproduction. So yeah, King de Oro, he's won a G1, so we can breed with him. Now the broodmares, what do they have to do? Breeding requirement for the broodmare says, when the broodmare's readiness bar is 100%, owners can send them to the stud farm for reproduction. Each broodmare can only produce 5 offsprings. Okay, that doesn't tell me. So... Did I miss the window for Blue and Ruby? I don't have her anymore. And breeding period obviously only happens in the Northern Hemisphere between February and May, which I live in the Northern Hemisphere. So in the months in this game, like when we're playing the game, that's the key. Okay, so breeding's not that... Well, Blue and Ruby, I can't remember if it was difficult to even get her bar to 100%. King de Oro, winning a G1 is... Like I said, it's still challenging. It's still not an easy thing to do, but it can definitely be done. Hold on one second. Just wanted to make sure recording was still working. All right. So we do need to move one of these fillies over. We're going to move Battle to the stable. Yeah, let's get her over here. Oh, okay. All right, good thing. I forgot. So guys, I was wrong. Now, naming foals... From breeding, like I said, I don't know how the breeding is actually done. Like once it happens, I've never looked at it. I've never watched videos. So I don't know literally what happens once we get there. But at least in this game, once we acquire new horses, which I'm going to say are 2-year-olds, 2-year-old maidens, we can change their names. So on that note, I'm going to open up my spreadsheet on my computer here. And I'm going to use one of your names from Gallop Racer. That way you guys can feel more a part of this series since it's obviously a different game in a different format. So let's look at full names. I mean, you guys have dropped a lot of names, so I'm just going to use a name from the list of unknowns. Like it's a category of unknowns in my spreadsheet that just has fillies and colts because there was like no YouTuber names associated with them, and I don't know why. So she's a filly. Let's go ahead and use Amora Jewel because I've already used Honeybee, so I got to get that out of there. Voodoo? I thought I used Voodoo in like Gallop Racer. But let's do Amora Jewel for her name. Sure, if you could actually change the names, but you can for your maidens. So that's actually good to know. So anytime we move a horse over from the maiden section of the game over to our stable, you guys can still have your names featured. So if anybody wants to supply a list of names, drop them in the comment section below, please. Just say names for horses in champion horse racing, and I will put that in a spreadsheet. That way we can make sure that we have some of that and keep you guys, keep you and your names into this series, most importantly. All right, so that was a good start there for Conduit. Really big win. Those wins really go a long way. As you can see, his rating jumped up a whole 10 points. So winning online races in this game is like a big deal, man. It really is. So this is our newest filly, Amora Jewel. Rarity is 5. And she's rated 80 right now. Her weight's good. And her conditioning is like 66. Let's do it. Well, her tack. If anybody wants to come up with tack for this horse, just, again, drop that in the comment section below as well. Now, if multiple people suggest ideas for tack, I will just have to use the random wheel generator to decide whose tack we're using, because I can't even remember who suggested the name. Now, whoever suggested the name, if you're still listening and you're watching, please let me know that's you, and then obviously we can do exactly as you want. If that person isn't still around, anybody can suggest tack that we'll do for this horse, and then I'll use a random wheel generator to decide whose tack we actually implement. So for now, we're going to leave the horse default. So for training, I don't know if she likes turf or dirt. We're going to have to figure it out one way or another. But let's start with turf first. It's usually the easiest thing to do. I'm going to do a turf barrier trial. There you can see, again, inside rail, the green, pink, and white. I stand out, so you guys should be able to see me in all of our races pretty clearly. So we got that done. And D-ranked for turf. We'll drop her fatigue with a carrot, keep her weight good, because I think I want to race her next month. Now, everybody else, I need to do training or racing. Still for conduit. Can't race him again, I don't think. Could we? No, he's already raced. So for conduit, we'll just have to do training if we want. Nah, I gotta drop his fatigue down. Okay, that's fine. So conduit, that's that. Only thing is, there is a lot of management in this game. I have a lot of horses. I'm really kind of tempted to just like drop half of these horses. But granted, like some of them can turn out to be much better than they look. Like these 80 and 90 ranked horses could get up into the 100s and become great. So it's like dropping them ideally is not really a smart move. So let's see here. Just a little bit more. I want to get in another race. Who is ready to roll? That's actually what I need to see. I don't know whose fatigue is like the lowest. So you're at 32 for Raton Kane. Citron Energy, you're at 30. Glowing Dragon, you're at 19. And Amora Drill is at 9. You know what? Let's just race her to see what she's capable of, eh? Yeah. The game is going to put her in a G2, the O'Neill Prix. 2,100 meters long champ. So she's a distance horse, I'm guessing. I really have no idea. Hire Ramon D. And, oops, didn't mean to do that. I apologize. So she's expected to finish 6th out of 10th. So that's not terrible for her first time up. So Amora Jewel, let's see what this filly is capable of. She's turf rating. It's not good compared to everybody else's, but that's okay. All right, let's go watch. Let's see what she's capable of. Because, like I said, I really have no idea, you know, what's going to be best for her. So she is a closer, so she'll be racing at the back. Again, no tack for her until you guys decide what we should do. Let's just go to the last I was going to say go to the last 400 meters. This is a really long race. Let's just go to the last 400. So down the stretch we come here with Amora Jewel. She is moving up, not by a whole lot, but she's kind of moving. Well, she was. Now it seems that her lack of speed is keeping her still at the back. She's sitting 6th place right now. She's going to drop to 7th. So she probably finishes she finishes 1 place lower. She will finish 1 place lower. Race is still going on, but yeah, she'll finish 7th. Okay. So she definitely needs more speed. That is for sure. Now, based off of that race, as you can see, her fatigue jumped up a lot. Her conditioning actually went down 4 points, as it usually should. Her speed and everything else also kind of increased. Now, her breeding meter is at 0%. So I think to get that higher, you have to pay attention to her. Her growth type, she's a late developing horse. So she's a filly we're going to have for quite a while. Now, I'm really going to pay attention to her breeding meter. You can see these horses' pedigrees. Like, this game is very in-depth. And honestly, once you play it enough, it's really easy to navigate all this stuff. Like, it's not as intimidating as it may seem. You just have to play this game a bit, and once you do, you're fine. Okay. So here's a race with Amore. Let's go back to Raton Kane. He's at 82%. His fatigue is pretty high. So you know what? I'm just going to feed him a muesli. His weight is still light, actually. Let's do a carrot. I want to get his weight to good. Not going to have him race. Can't do anything with Hungry Kid. Our last 2 horses, Citron Energy. Feed him a carrot as well. Wait, is his weight already good? Okay, his weight's actually already good. Let's feed him muesli because we can get him racing next week. And then we have Glowing Dragon. Weight is light. Feed a carrot. Get that up to good. All right. I think we've done everything we needed to do with everybody. King de Oro. We have not fed him yet. His weight is good. I don't really need to get his conditioning up. That's the thing. Like, I really need to get his conditioning up. Let's just go ahead and fast forward to the next month, which will be June. All right. King de Oro, can we get your conditioning up? Finally. Okay, he's feeling much better. So we'll get his conditioning up with the turf barrier trial. There is the king, my best horse with the white blinkers. Well, my white mask, blue blinkers, and white bandages. You can actually customize the blinkers and the mask individually in this game, which is really cool. And King de Oro, what a stud he is. Now, his breeding meter is only at 20%. How? I won a G1. Why is it only at 20? He's also a late developing horse. Oh, we've won a G1. Do we have to win an international G1? Because I thought it just said G1. But if it's an international one, then that would explain it, which would be quite annoying. He's not ready to race yet, unfortunately. So again, we're going to look at a horse with the lowest fatigue and get them ready. Probably Glowing Dragon, yeah. So we'll do this as the last race here of this video. Glowing Dragon. Feed him a carrot. Keep his weight good. Drop his... Actually, no. What we need to do... If I do a turf burial trial, 28%, that's going to be too high. I need to get his conditioning up, see? Okay. Darn. Well, maybe... Horse Walker? I can do a Horse Walker for him. That'll get his conditioning up, I think. Actually, let me check. No, it's already at 676. Huh. I'll just feed him a carrot, I suppose. That's interesting. Still some things I'm figuring out in this game, obviously. So who else do we mess with here? Citron Energy, more Jewel status. Who's on the up and up? Sorry Brother and Hungry Kid. All right. You're at 17. 91. Hungry Kid is actually ready to go. Sorry Brother's ready to go. Hungry Kid, is he ready? Let's take a look at him. This is Hungry Kid. He's also ready. So you know what? If we feed him a carrot, Muesli. Let's feed him a Muesli. Hungry Kid. We'll race him, and we will race Sorry Brother as the last two of this video. Let's see if there's another seasonal race, which is a live race, essentially. Let's see if there's one available in a decent time. 12 minutes is too long. That's the only unfortunate thing about the real-time racing that I don't really like. It does make content recording for this game a little bit harder. Like, I could just always just put my horses in live races, wait till the actual time has transpired. If it's going to take 12 minutes, I would have to wait 12 minutes and then just put the replay back. I could do that, but it means I still have to wait regardless. We'll put them in a regional race. These still work just fine, and if anything, they're easier to perform better in, which will help you for the live races against other online players. So that is kind of my approach. We'll put Theory on Hungry Kid. We're supposed to finish 4th. Let's just go race. As you can see, Hungry Kid's got the yellow tack essentially all together. So Hungry Kid, ready to rock and roll here, and we're off and racing. Beauty Die gets out to a fiery start. My goodness. 5 lengths almost already, or maybe at least 4. Hungry Kid, he's going to tuck inside in second. As you can see, he's got the yellow bandages, yellow reins, all the good stuff. Just looking absolutely beautiful. We're going to go to the last 400 meters here. Into the stretch we go. Now, with Hungry Kid, we are rallying, but so is the rest of the field behind us. Hungry Kid, he's getting past the leader, but does he have enough to hold off this charging field? Hungry Kid, he's still there. The 10-horse laser bomb coming in on the inside. It's going to be close. We might get nagged to the line again, and we do. We just get nagged for second place. What is it with my horses and their stamina at the end of these races? Like, we're losing literally at the line because they're just gassing out. You know what? I'm going to change the leg type. You can actually do that in this game. You can change your horse's leg type. I'm going to put Hungry Kid as a closer because he's dropping out a little bit too much. Now, his rating goes up. These are still good results. He was initially rated 101. He goes up to 103. So that's a decent G2 performance for him. Turf rating goes up. So, yeah, I am going to change his leg type because we certainly could have done a lot better in that game. I forgot how to change that, though. How do you change the leg type in here? Ew, I forgot. I think I have to do it actually in a race. Darn it. I'm pretty sure I do, yeah. I have to do it in a race. So let's just show you guys the customization in this game. You have different saddles, of course, the different rein colors, the hood, and the blinkers. Like I said, you can do those individually. And you can see there's different types that you can do. There's horseshoes, you got your cheek pieces, your nose band. This game is really in-depth. This game, to me, is like Rival Stars, with Gallop Racer, with that other horse racing game on the mobile phone I just played a couple of weeks ago. I think like this game is a good combination of all three, which is why I do enjoy it when I play it. My customization is endless, you know what I mean? So that's that with Hungry Kid. Let's look at no, I don't want to give him any of this. No. Okay. Sorry Brother, I think is who we're going to race. Peter Muesli, get that down. Get him in a regional race as well. And Sorry Brother, who ended up winning? Conduit ended up winning that G1 for us. So for Sorry Brother, get him in a regional race. This is going to be a G3, the Research Stakes. Fine. I always forget how to change the leg type. We'll get Jockey Y Fujinaka to take this one. And yeah, I forgot where to change. I don't want to do that. Let's go to the last 400 meters. I keep forgetting. I think you have to change it in the race menu. Sorry Brother still out front, but the 4 horses rallying. Strong GR, whatever the last remaining letters of that is. Sorry Brother, he's going to tap out too. My horses are not front runners. That's like a thing in all of my games. Like front running is just not the best thing to do. He's going to drop to probably 4th. No, I think he's actually still held on to 2nd. Let's see. Still held on to 2nd. Okay, decent result. Rating. Wow. Sorry Brother. He started off as like 100 and he's jumped up to 110 in this video. So my horse's ratings, they are getting higher. Yeah, the leg type. I hope they didn't take it away. I'm sure I can still change it the same way, but I need to do it like in a race. Which is weird. Okay, so who can I actually race? Raton Kane, are you ready to go? Raton Kane, 21. You know what? Your conditioning sucks, but it's okay. I'll feed you Muesli. Get you in a regional race. I really want to see if I can change these horses' leg types. Now, he is already a closer, but, yeah, I can't remember where to change it. And I thought it was... I don't want to click on a watch. Yeah, I can't remember where to change it. I don't know if it's, I wonder if it's a live race I have to do. I really can't remember. So I was going to simulate that race. And Raton Kane, did we win? We win. Wow. I simulated that race and we won it. He was rated 98. Now he's rated 105. This has been a really productive episode for my horses. I can't remember how to change the leg type. Maybe I'll just have to figure it out off screen because it may have changed. I thought it was just once you got to the race menu, but maybe it's not that. So guys, this is going to do it for this episode. I've been recording for quite a bit of time and I need to make sure that the space and everything is cool. So appreciate you guys' love and support on the channel as always. I will be playing this game more when I can because like I said, it really is fun. And I want to get to breeding. I want to see how breeding is in this game genuinely. So I'm really going to try to get us to that point with our horses. Appreciate your love and support as always. Until next time, Horse RacingEmpire signing out. Hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you later and goodbye.